Greetings, happy Monday. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit more work on my new workshop here. I'd love to have some company if you want to come along. A shelf right there. It's full of stuff. I don't want to move it. There. And to make my workspace a little easier and more efficient. Let's do it. I gotta move a bunch of stuff. It's gonna be fun. Great Graham Linehan, perhaps one of the finest comedy writers of our age, once said that the set in your television program is also a character. I think it's a very cool way to look at things. So I know, Dougal. I know. So that's what I'm going to go for as I renovate this area. I will make this a character. Even though it is 1/4 of my basement, it doesn't need to look like 1/4 of my basement. It look like it's a magical place. I'll try it. I could decorate the walls, I could do whatever I want. A very helpful lesson I learned from one of my old bosses when I worked in a copy shop in South Boston, and actually it started on Boylston Street, but the owner sold the company to someone else, and then that other person made a bunch of changes. Of course, it was his company, and but what he did was one of the first things he did when he came to the property. He removed most of the surfaces where you could put crap. If you have a place where crap can go, crap will end up there. So these little baskets, these totes, if left unchecked, they get filled up with crap. So now I have a bunch of crap I need to sort through. I like sorting through crap. And then after that I have a cool idea. There are a lot of things here that can be broken down and the hardware can be taken out and saved. So that's what I'm going to do now. Organizing hardware has to be one of my favorite things ever. A couple of weeks ago, I purchased a bunch, if 4 is a bunch, of organizing totes. These guys. They have everything. Whenever I disassemble something with hardware in it, I tend to save all the hardware because they're useful in future projects. And this little tote thing has come in handy more than once already, I think. They were a sound investment. I know where everything is, and that really saves time. There's nothing worse than having an idea in your head and then having to search aimlessly for the part that you need. Because then you lose your oomph. I don't know what I'll ever need those for, but I've got them. See these corner brackets here? I think I took these off an old couch. They've been in a box for a year. I had no idea that I have them. These would have come in handy. It's pretty cool, man. Gotta get organized. So I have an idea. Instead of putting all my scrap wood underneath the mat over there, I'm going to put it under the table. There's loads of unused space under there, and that'll free up the shelves for other shelf-worthy things. I had a few rolly things under here because that initially seemed like a good place to put it, but it wasn't. So I'm going to take those out and then see what I can do. Well, here I got these braces there. It would be foolish of me to just put a shelf there and ignore the bottom, where there's so much potential space down there. So I have this here. I'm going to disassemble it and use it as a flat surface, and then do the bottom first. There's a lot of room down there for wood, and totes full of wood. Potentially get everything off of the floor, scrap wood wise. That would be awesome. All right, let's do that. So in a brief moment of clarity, I was thinking to myself, how do I use this space, and what do I do when I work? Here we have the bandsaw, my earth saw, the chop saw back there, and every time I make a cut, I take the scrap and I chuck it into a bin. So, but the bins, you know, they're in the corners of places, and they get nasty. So what if, since this basic area here where I'll need to chuck the scraps, I thought that I'd go underneath here and make one side for wood storage and the other side for bins. And I think that'd work perfectly. The parts to this IKEA thing right here, they fit very nice. I'll have to tack them together, but that'll do it. And I can use those other parts so wood doesn't fall over. It's gonna be rad. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. It's gonna be cool. Alright, so here's what I did. This is the left side, and you can see that we got a 2x4s or 1x3s. Boards fit very nicely under there. I don't need to lean them up against the wall anymore, so they'll be down there and out of the way. And there's a second shelf down the bottom that goes all the way to the end. I'm going to fill up with smaller pieces. I'm thinking it might be a smart idea to put some kind of barrier up here so they don't spill over into here. The tote fit perfectly, and then I put a box for garbage, which is very nice. So those two things are out of the way now. This shelf is quickly becoming a place where a bunch of unsorted crap is going. I mean, we're only human, right? Can't ask too much of yourself in a single day. I'm not doing too bad. There are so many possibilities for this area here. I feel like I have a pretty cool layout so far. I have a lot of shelves I could hook up somehow. There's a lot of room to be used here. It's pretty cool though. All this stuff happened in the course of like 3 days. All this space. Looking forward to actually being able to use it. I have a lot of Christmas orders. I don't have a lot of Christmas orders. I only have a few Christmas orders left. It's I'm honored that people want to give my work for Christmas, but sometimes there's pressure involved because you never want to say no to an order because an order is money, but then you gotta like how close is too close to Christmas and blah, 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 blah. I can't really think of what to do, what to move. But I have all these, I've saved a bunch of vacuum cleaners for the motors. So maybe I'll just disassemble those now. Okay, I have this thing here, which could be a very handy shelf. It doesn't get much use because it's glass. I'm not feeling the glass, but I have the know-how and the materials to create shelves that aren't glass. I don't think that thing's very sturdy, so I'm just going to disassemble it. Maybe it'll come in handy in the future for another project. That freed up some room. I think that might be it for me today. I feel like things went pretty well. Really tidied up the place. Next time, I'm going to... Yeah, I think I'm going to get most of my orders done tonight. And tomorrow, as a project, I'm going to build a frame for this. I'm going to paint something on this as a Christmas gift. And I'll show you how to make a frame from scratch. Out of wood. It'll be fun. I also ordered a small circuit board for my other router, which is going to make life much easier. When that comes, I'll share that with you. But for now, I want to thank all my Patreon friends for your support. I'm going to go upstairs and tidy some things up. We'll get back to the artwork soon. There are a lot of Christmas surprises I don't want to spoil. Thank you, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.